A while back I made Goku in the Naruto world video. I later made a Naruto in the Dragon Ball world video as well, but I remembered that I never finished that tale, so maybe now is the right time to do so. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. Last we left off, Goku had achieved Super Saiyan in his battle against Haku where he thought Sasuke had died. Sasuke hadn't, but that didn't stop our monkey boy from turning into a delinquent. You see, Chi-Chi calls all Super Saiyans delinquents because, in Japan, using hair dye to color your hair blonde is an act of rebellion. Goku trained and managed to grow stronger to the point where he nearly soloed the Chunin exams if it weren't for Neji grabbing his tail. He and Sasuke beat Gaara, but that did not stop the death of Hiruzen at Orochimaru's hands. Danzo ends up the new Hokage as opposed to Tsunade, and Sasuke flees to Orochimaru to train, but Goku attempts to stop him. Despite the obvious power difference, Sasuke managed to beat Goku by gripping his tail. Sasuke escapes to train with Orochimaru, and Goku returns to the village only for a time to report his failure. But from then on, Goku is off to train for close to 3 years. Now, there's an issue with this. If we just let Goku train for 3 years, or if we go by canon Naruto 2.5 years, then it would result in Goku going from Namek Saga to Perfect Cell Saga. It might even result in him achieving Super Saiyan 2 and surpassing the Gohan that beats Cell, or at least matching him. So I'll need to limit Goku's growth here a little. Considering that he's just a kid, there will be plenty of issues for him to overcome. So I'm planning to keep this fair by doing a single thing. Instead of giving him a raw power boost, I'll say that he mastered Super Saiyan 1, which will result in him being able to use Super Saiyan 1 without stamina drain. I will give him Super Saiyan 2 since that's the next logical step after mastering Super Saiyan 1. However, considering that he will not receive the same power boost that he would have from pure training in the hyperbolic time chamber, this merely means that he would only grow by 2 times in the 2.5 years he spent training. I also feel like it's a little too cheap to lower Goku like that with just ki control. I'll also give him resistance to the weakness in his tail, much like Nappa and Vegeta possessed. They trained for a while to be able to function while their tails being grabbed, so I think that would also be a logical thing for him to do. I think this would be fair enough, don't you? Now that this is explained, let's get into the story. Goku would return to the village after 2.5 years of training, only to be surprised to see Danzo's mug carved in the Hokage monument. Goku would begin to meet up with his friends and teammates, all of whom seem incredibly surprised to see that Goku hasn't changed one bit. They knew Goku was a weird one with that tail that he's got, but they can hardly understand him, especially since his hair started turning up and going golden on them. To them, he almost seems like something that isn't supposed to exist on the earth at all. He would meet up with Kakashi, who would be reading the newest Icha Icha novel. Goku would laugh as some things never change. Kakashi would ask them to do the bell test again. Goku would be far stronger and faster than originally, but Kakashi was still ahead of him. Goku on many occasions almost got the bells. Goku wasn't using his Super Saiyan at the time though, as he thought it might not be fair to use. He does wonder, however, how Kakashi would handle it if he did. It's not long after this that word reaches them that Gaara has been captured. Goku would question if it was that crazy guy from before who turned into a big sand demon. He would be affirmed. Team Kakashi would be sent out after Gaara alongside Team Guy. On their way, they would face off against Chiyo, who would mistake them for enemies, and they would also fight a false Itachi as well. However, this false Itachi manages to put Goku under a genjutsu, proving that no matter how strong he can become, there are still many weaknesses he hasn't overcome. They managed to defeat this false Itachi after Sakura and Chiyo release Goku from the genjutsu. With Team Guy's help, they manage to bring the barrier down over the Akatsuki's lair, and they sneak in to find Gaara dead before his 2 captors, Deidara and Sasori. Now, a bit about how Goku might react to this. Remember, Goku doesn't have a real connection with Gaara other than an interest in his strength. To a point, Goku here might see Gaara about the same he did Vegeta after the Saiyan saga. He wants to fight him again, but knows he's far from a hero. To a point, he believes Gaara could be saved, especially given what he was told by Chiyo, but now it's too late for Gaara. On the other hand, he wouldn't fly into a rage either, as Gaara was far from without blood in his hands. But at the same time, he would be angered that they killed Gaara, and as such, he would seek to fight them, not for sport, but in the name of justice. Datara would fly off with Gaara's body, but Goku wouldn't be too far behind. Goku himself can fly, and his form of flying would be faster as he uses ki like a jet engine to propel him forward. He would easily take out Datara and cause him to fall along with the body of Gaara. However, it's revealed that this Datara is just a clay clone. Goku would inquisitively look around for the real Datara, but wouldn't find him. Meanwhile, Sakura and Chiyo would manage to kill Sasori. Then Chiyo would sacrifice her own life to bring Gaara back using her technique One's Own Life Reincarnation. Goku is sad that Miss Chiyo had to die, but he also thinks that it's a very beautiful thing and uses it as proof that she was a good person. He welcomes Gaara back, who is surprised to see Goku. Goku would then tell him that he no longer has his tailed beast. The Akatsuki took it from him. Kakashi would mention that he started putting this together a long time ago. The Akatsuki are after the tailed beasts of the villages. Goku, after taking a long time and a lot of explaining to understand, would ask where Konoha's tailed beast is. Kakashi states that it's unlikely that they will be able to get their tailed beast given that the 4th Hokage sealed it away with his own soul when he used the Reaper Death Seal on it. Yes, that is actually what I decided to do with Kurama here. Originally, Kurama wouldn't have been completely sealed because Minato didn't want the balance between beasts and villages to be disturbed, but if we assume that poor baby Naruto didn't survive his birth, and that Kushina is dead by the time the 4th engages the Nine Tails, then we would assume that Minato would have no other choice. To protect the village, he would seal the beast into himself and take it with him into the Shinigami's belly. And yes, Obito would know this because he would have been watching. Goku would sigh and think that maybe it's for the best. At least the village won't be attacked. The next thing that would occur is that they would return home with the information about the Tenchi Bridge meeting scheduled between Sasori and Kabuto. Given that Kakashi didn't make use of his Mangekyo Sharingan, he wouldn't need to be in the hospital. That means he could go with them to Tenchi Bridge. Sai would also join the team, and while Sakura is cold toward him, Goku would warmly welcome him to their team. For Goku, he can never have enough friends. Together, Goku, Sakura, Kakashi, and Sai would set out for Tenchi Bridge. They plan on using the meeting as a way not only to apprehend Kabuto and Orochimaru, but to bring Sasuke back to the village. Kakashi would make his way to the bridge in the form of Sasori. The thing is, as they talk, Goku falls out of the tree. He'd gotten bored and was just attempting to hang by his tail, and the branch he was using gave out, resulting in Goku falling down on his head. Goku's alright, of course, he's survived much worse, but their cover is blown. Not like that would make a difference. Kabuto and Orochimaru were planning to kill Sasori anyway. A battle would begin and Goku would quickly transform into a Super Saiyan and fly off to face Orochimaru. Orochimaru would be pressured by this, but still be able to keep up with him. Now, in a small effort to make sense out of this, as well as partially nerf Goku, we gotta realize that in all actuality, the Dragon Ball universe is actually pretty dang easy to bust. You might be a little confused what I mean by that, but allow me to explain. Early on in the series, we're shown and told that every character has a power level. These power levels are counted by a Saiyan Scouter. Through the series, we understand certain characters receive a number. Average humans receive a low level. Bulma was stated to have a power level of 12, and the farmer had a power level of 5. The farmer has 0 training and thus could be considered what is normal for a person's strength. In series, we're shown that the moon can be busted by someone of a power level of 300. This means that it would only take 60 average humans to destroy the moon. Doesn't seem mathematically correct? Well, let's continue on to see how accurate this might be. In the Saiyan Saga, we reach the first point in canon where anyone is considered planetary, and that is Vegeta and Goku using Kaioken. Vegeta, using his Gallic gun, states that he can destroy the Earth. He charges and fires it, and to stop it, Goku has to use Kaioken multiplier of 3. That's just to match it. It takes times 4 to overpower it. Goku's power level is 8,000 in canon here. I know you all say it's over 9,000, but that's a mistake in translation. The official power level is 8,000. This means that with a power level of 8,000, multiplied by Goku's Kaioken x3, the power level Goku needed to match Vegeta was 24,000. What does this have to do with anything? We're shown that, canonically, the required power level to destroy a planet is 24,000. Bear with me. Going back to the moon feat, it requires a power level of 300 to bust. Earth is approximately 81 times more massive than the moon. So if we multiplied the power level to destroy the moon by the mass of the Earth has over the moon, we get a power level of 24,300. Power levels are accurate. This means that it only takes 60 average untrained humans to destroy the moon. The Dragon Ball world is easy to bust according to these power levels. The Naruto world, not so much. Is this a loose way for me to explain why Orochimaru can handle a Super Saiyan? Yes, this is exactly that. a reason why Orochimaru can beat a Super Saiyan. Some will say it's stupid, and maybe it is, but it's a better form of logic than saying just cuz. So anyway, Goku is put on the ground by Orochimaru after a brief fight. After a time, Sai would join their side with the plan to kill Sasuke under orders of Danzo. However, he would fail to. When Goku and the rest of Team 7 catch up, they find Sasuke there, and Goku can sense that he's grown far stronger. Sasuke would threaten to kill him, and there would be a quick battle in which Sasuke, resorting to use of his second stage curse mark, is able to keep up with Goku in Super Saiyan 2. In the end, Orochimaru would break them up, and Sasuke would flee with Orochimaru. After this is the Akatsuki suppression mission. The Hokage has made it a top priority to eliminate the Akatsuki. During this time, they send Team 10 out to kill Hidan and Kakuzu. Well, Hidan is completely immortal, and Kakuzu is functionally immortal. This doesn't change at all. Asuma gets killed, and after attending his funeral, Goku seeks vengeance. The Akatsuki are killing innocent people, and Goku is witnessing the effects of those deaths personally. He would go out along with Team 7 to the battle. He wouldn't be tasked with coming up with a new jutsu, basically because Goku is already pretty strong and physically can't learn jutsu. He would just show up to fight against Hidan and Kakuzu along with the rest of his squad. With Kakashi's help and a powerful Kamehameha, Goku would manage to kill Kakuzu, but Hidan is a different can of beans. However, much like the original, they managed to sever his head. Shikamaru would then take his severed head and bury it permanently on Nara clan land. Elsewhere, Sasuke has decided that he has nothing left to learn from Orochimaru and kills him. He would free the members of his new team and set out to kill Itachi. This reaches Konoha's ears, and they would send a group of shinobi out to find Sasuke or his assumed target, Itachi. As they search, they find Kabuto, who offers them intel on the Akatsuki. As they continue to search, Itachi approaches Goku. He remembers Goku from the times he had watched Sasuke from a distance and recalled that he was the only one who cried when they thought Sasuke was dead. The strange golden hair had even awakened from it. Itachi would speak to Goku, asking what he thinks about Sasuke, and Goku would state that he doesn't agree with Sasuke in the slightest, but he also doesn't blame him. He seeks a form of justice. Itachi would ask him what he would do if Sasuke made a move against Konoha, and Goku would think about it. He said he would stop him. Itachi would ask if he would stop him by killing him. Goku would state that he wouldn't kill Sasuke, he would bring him back. This pleases Itachi, who gives Goku the crow possessing the Eye of Shisui. Honestly, I feel like that's a Goku thing to say. Goku would never kill someone unless he absolutely needs to. Even the likes of Frieza, the Ginyu Force, the Frieza Force, and even the Shadow Dragons, Goku attempted to spare them all. He even attempted to befriend them. So many of Goku's friends were once his enemies. Piccolo, Vegeta, Tien, Yamcha, this is just to name a few. I could go on if you want. Broly, Beerus, oh, you want me to stop? Well, the point is that Goku befriends anyone he comes across, only killing them if they're unreasonably evil without any hope of redemption whatsoever. Eventually they're stopped by Tobi. Goku attempts to fight him, but Goku is no match. He can't land a hit even when Tobi isn't moving. He's like a ghost. Goku continues to try even when others know it's a waste of time. At a time, Tobi is informed by Zetsu that Itachi is dead and they both retreat. Team 7 and 8 return to Konoha with nothing to show for it. At the same time, Pain had already killed Jiraiya, but this doesn't affect Goku any since Goku never met Jiraiya. Or did he? I forget. It's been a while since I made the Goku as a Ninja Part 1 video. I'll drop the video somewhere and look later. Now, do you think that Pain will attack the village? If you said yes, then you are correct. I know, I said that the Nine Tails in its entirety was sealed away by the Reaper Death Seal, and this remains true, but do you think they plan to leave it that way? Well, actually they might until they need it. It's safer than just putting it into a person. But if anyone remembers Orochimaru, he managed to bring Minato and Hiruzen back through the use of the Shinigami mask. And knowing 5th Hokage Danzo, he will surely go bring that mask back to Konoha. And this is what Pain will return to the village in search of. Time passes and everything seems peaceful. Then everything changed when the Akatsuki attacked. Pain shows up in the village out of the blue and begins to tear the place up. The thing is, Goku's here. He didn't go training or anything, so he can show up to face these 6 paths of pain. They're here for the Nine Tails, but they aren't going to get it without a fight. Goku immediately powers up to Super Saiyan 2 and he would face them. For most of the paths of pain, he would have no real issue. The true problem he would face would be the Diva path. It's hard for him to deal with this when such powerful gravitational forces are being pushed on him. Goku can fly, and this is still a tall order. Pain would attempt to trap Goku in a Chibaku Tensei. Goku would fight, blasting it away, but as he blasts it away, it begins to reform. It's then that he witnesses the full moon, but for a moment. Pain believes he's won. He plans to use this Chibaku Tensei to crush Konoha. He will search for the mask in the rubble. It's then that Goku suddenly breaks from the Chibaku Tensei in his Great Ape form. He crashes into Diva. Now, before you all say that Goku got weaker, you should know this. Technically, a Great Ape can strike as hard or harder than a Super Saiyan 2. A Super Saiyan 2 increases your ki reserves by 100 times, and Great Ape only increases it by 10. For most, it means that the Great Ape will be weaker, but this would be far from true because basic physics teaches us that force is merely mass times acceleration. So as long as Goku's Great Ape form is 10 times larger than his Super Saiyan 2 form, it still possesses a 10 times ki multiplier on top. His fist will strike all the same as a Super Saiyan 2 would. It's merely bigger. Don't underestimate the monkey. With the power of the Great Ape, Goku manages to completely dominate Diva Path as his size, strength, ability to fly, and weight is making it hard to shift gravity upon. Goku manages to defeat the Diva Path, but the issue with this is that Goku goes on a rampage and nobody's really able to do anything about it. If we say that Kakashi is still here, like Goku began defending the village before the Six Paths could kill him and destroy the village, which is what I'm already assuming since Goku is the only one destroying the village right now, then Kakashi might be able to deal with this using the Sharingan. I would assume that Konan and Nagato would then be killed by Konoha forces. Goku would be considered a threat by Danzo, but a valuable soldier. The rest of the village would have mixed feelings about him, but considering that he saved them, they still treat him as a hero. To this end, he's sent to train with the Toads at Mount Mioboku. There, they'd be able to help him control his Great Ape while also teaching him how to balance natural energy with his own in an attempt to teach him Sage Mode. Now, Goku is unable to use chakra, but he is able to use natural energy. Goku would make a perfect fit for Sage techniques. Now, if you're thinking that Goku will get Sage Mode or learn how to use Jutsu now, you're mistaken. Goku learns from the Toads, but he does not manage to learn how to use it that way. Instead, he manages to learn how to form a new attack, a Spirit Bomb. By calling out for energy from all of nature, Goku manages to form a massive ball of pure nature energy called a Spirit Bomb. He can absorb this, which is a form of Sage Mode, but it's hard to do in Super Saiyan. All while this is going on, Danzo is attending the 5 Kage Summit. All of this actually stays the same, except there's no battle between Sakura, Naruto, and Kakashi. And Karine will also die here as well, as there's nobody there to help her. That's actually pretty sad. Karine is best girl. The 4th Shinobi World War would start and Goku would still be training, and he's making a lot of progress now in things beyond just Sage Energy and Great Ape Control. It's then that he senses the war between the Great Shinobi Nations and the Akatsuki and joins the war. Due to having the crow Itachi had given him, Goku would be able to awaken Itachi, and thus Itachi would search out Kabuto to end this while encountering Sasuke along the way. Goku would continue to make his way to the battlefield, and along the way he would help the allied forces free the souls of all the Edo Tensei, as well as weeding the Zetsu out from their ranks. When the final confrontation begins, Goku would help attack Tobi, who would phase through all of his attacks, save for when Kakashi uses his Kamui to allow Goku's strikes to hit. And when they hit, boy do they hit. Goku's been training and has come out stronger than before. In the end though, this isn't enough to stop Tobi from awakening the Ten Tails. How, may you ask? If he doesn't have the Nine Tails? Well, he has the Kohaku no Johei as well as the Benihisago. These just so happen to have the Gold and Silver brothers in them who had taken some of Kurama's chakra for themselves. With it, the Ten Tails is awakened. Obito would absorb it, and once he's gained control, he would suddenly laugh. He realizes that Goku, turning into a Great Ape, possesses the same characteristics as the Four Tails. "What's next?" he shouts out. "Will you have a deep relationship with an old man named Roshi?" Alright, I guess that was a little cheap, but it's true. The Four Tails is a massive ape named Son Goku, whose Jinchuriki is an old man named Roshi. Coincidence? I think not. At this point, Obito is strong. Kakashi would eventually show up, and the two would team up against Obito. Goku would awaken his next step. "This is the result of my training on Mount Mioboku," he would shout. Suddenly, he'd begin to scream. And he would scream and scream and scream some more. He would scream for 2 whole episodes, and suddenly his hair would grow out to Super Saiyan 3. With this new power, he and Sasuke managed to seemingly blitz Obito. Together they would manage to defeat him. And when Madara shows up, well, he's stronger, but not too much more than Goku can handle. That is until Kaguya appears and attempts to cast her Infinite Tsukiyomi. By this time, Sasuke has already awakened the Rinnegan and is able to shield them. Together, they would rush into the other dimension to face her, but wouldn't you know it, Goku has used up all of his energy fighting Obito and Madara, and now doesn't have what he needs to deal with Kaguya. Barely able to keep Super Saiyan 1 going, it starts to look dark for our heroes, but as Sasuke attempts to buy Goku some time, Goku starts to form a Spirit Bomb. But he doesn't throw it, he absorbs it. Turns out, Goku has been saving this for a special moment too, another trick he learned from the Toads. He puts a pot down on the ground. Having derived some inspiration from the Uzumaki clan, Goku shows off his new ability, Evil Containment. He had managed to seal her into a pot, which he places a charm on, ties closed, and buries in the desert dimension she made. Using Sasuke's ability, they would warp back to Earth. Goku's wiped, but he needs to face off against Sasuke, who plans to take over the world. Goku beats him soundly though, because he's Goku. He has Super Saiyan 3 now. Alright, now we move on to the last movie. Goku has finally grown up and has begun to court Chi-Chi Hyuga. You really think I'm gonna do this to Chi-Chi and have her man marry another woman? Who do you think I am, a Kefla shipper? Respect the Cheech. Truth be known though, if Chi-Chi replaces Hinata the whole time, her crush on Goku will be obvious, and I also have no doubt that she would have kicked Neji's ass at the Chunin exams, so Toneri takes her as his bride, as well as Hanabi, who he will use to gain a set of pure Byakugan. He develops the Tenseigan and begins his plan to eradicate Earth with the moon. However, thanks to Shikamaru's grand designs, Goku finds them and a fight takes place. I can just see that scene from the Battle of the Gods movie now. I will not let you destroy my world! Bursting into Super Saiyan 3, Goku just utterly violates Toneri. All this time, Goku is kept training and is only getting stronger. It's almost sad, but Goku does spare Toneri because that is who Goku is. He would tell Toneri to grow stronger without taking people's eyes and then come fight him again. A very gentle man Goku is. Moving on into the Boruto era, we would learn that Goku and Chi-Chi have gotten married and have given birth to 2 children, Gohan and Goten. Gohan is just like his father, and Goten, well, he looks like his father but has his mother's Byakugan. Actually, that would be awesome. Imagine Super Saiyan Goten with the Byakugan. It's at this time that they need to deal with Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Both would come to take the tailed beasts to feed their 10 tails, but they don't exist here anymore. Doesn't stop them from planting a new tree though. In the end, Goku, Gohan, and Sasuke are required to kill Kinshiki and Momoshiki, and both Goku and Gohan would manage to do so using a father-son Kamehameha. You think I'm gonna remember a scene like what happened at the end of the Momoshiki arc and not bring in the father-son Kamehameha? What kind of Dragon Ball Naruto fan do you take me for? Of course, it would be awesome to think that Momoshiki would take over Gohan. Now that is a true threat. Everything is fairly peaceful until the Ishiki arc, and when that one happens, a young boy named Kawaki is found. He is a planned vessel for Ishiki. This culminates in a grand battle in which Goku must fight Ishiki, but it seems that his Super Saiyan 3 isn't doing the trick. That is when Goku reveals the fruits of his training. After a strict regimen of self-control, Goku has managed to awaken his strongest and most bestest Super Saiyan form. Super Saiyan 4. Suck it, Super Saiyan God. In this form, his body takes on fur and Goku's power is completely unleashed, much like Potential Unleashed. Seriously, for those who doubt me, I watched Dragon Ball GT's original Japanese dub at the point where Old Kai was pulling out Goku's tail, and he mentions that it will awaken Goku's latent power, which is the same terminology that he uses when he awakens Goku's latent potential. So if anyone asks what Super Saiyan 4's multiplier is, tell them that it doesn't have one. He is everything you can possibly be at this specific moment in time. Needless to say, he obliterates Ishiki, and because his form isn't burning through his life force, Goku doesn't die or lose the ability to transform into it. In fact, it's easier to use Super Saiyan 4 than it is even to use Super Saiyan 3, but it doesn't stop Gohan from turning into Momoshiki. You guys remember the Dragon Ball fan art you see everywhere where Teen Gohan in Super Saiyan 2 has the Majin mark? Well, this is like that, except far cooler. Well, considering Gohan's own potential, as well as his likely ability to awaken Super Saiyan by this point, it's possible to think that Gohan would probably be near par with Goku right now. Not because Super Saiyan 2 makes up for much, but the power that comes from a full Otsutsuki like Momoshiki multiplied by 100 times and put into the body of someone whose base is superior to even Goku's makes a truly frightening foe. Goku would probably still win, but it would be so much worse than the fight with Ishiki, especially considering Goku is fighting his own bouncing baby boy. I feel like Goku would still win. After all, Momoshiki is going to have to face off against Gohan as well in his own mind, so Gohan would eventually gain control. The issue is if Gohan would let Kawaki kill him during the Code arc to stop Momoshiki's revival. Not that he would be able to do much, I just worry that Goku might get in the way since Goku is still not reaching anywhere near the upper limits of his power. Gohan is crafty though. I feel like if he wanted it, he could get Kawaki to stab through him, but that's just my theory. So what do you think? Did you enjoy this long-awaited conclusion to the Goku in Naruto series? It took me a while, but I made good on it, and I think it turned out a-okay, don't you? I was a bit worried about the scaling of all this, what with Goku's growth being uncontrollable. I had to add in some poorly explained excuses for nerfs, but it was still interesting enough. What about you though? Did you find anything you think is wrong in my logic, and if so, what? Let me know in the comments below. I always love to hear from my cherished viewers. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and even consider subscribing if you haven't already. Ring the bell to be notified when new videos like this drop. Until we meet again, peace.